I'm not ready. Why is it so blurry? This camera sucks. I'm not ready. Now what? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm going to sneeze. Oh my gosh. I need Kleenex. Release. Hi. No, I'm not gonna leave my paper towels where you guys can see. And then this. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm not ready. Who in their ever loving mind was like, you know what? You'll be ready in 15 minutes. Let's just do it. I'm not talking to you. Who? No one's talking to you. No one's talking to you. Everybody hates you. Ow. Good morning. All right, that's too horrifying. Hold on. Oh God, I hate this camera. I hate it, you guys. I am not going to live stream from my stupid computer anymore. Good morning. How is everybody? Are we great? Are we moderate? Is somebody doing terrible out there? Why is your name green? Matt Mitchell, you were gifted a membership, apparently. Or you bought one. Probably gifted one though. Mac likes to do that for me, which is really, really kind. And now you're a member. Okay. You woke up feeling mildly bratty, Jennifer. Okay, I didn't read anything really above. So if you said something important, will you say it again? Jerry's just bleh again. Another snow day. Yeah, you guys are getting it hard. Good morning. Today's coffee is brought to you by the state of Michigan. Do I have anybody from Michigan? Good morning, my loves. How are you guys? I'm not going to blow my nose. Brenda's in LA? Brenda. Yeah. No, Brenda's moving to Ohio, you got. Brenda's moving. I am not going to say where she lives from or is moving to. Nobody heard that. I didn't dox anyone. It's fine. You're getting snow advisories from Detroit. Hi, you guys. I'm almost positive about Brenda. I think she's just doing a life move, not a frantic flee. Unless she comes in, she's like, no. To Georgia, Brenda. Where? Coastal or Atlanta? Sorry. I'm wearing a sweater and I'm really sweaty, but the tank top underneath is great for a different platform. Let me change my tank top really quick. I'm not organized. Brenda, don't say where you're moving to until I come back. I am going to scroll up to see if you're talking crap about me, though. Okay. All right. I was Mary, I'm gonna murder you. Oh, okay. So, um, do you guys want to see my cleavage? Right. Look, can you see? This is it's okay. It's not as dramatic as I'm making it, but it's 2.5 days old. I took it off. I panic ripped off my halter monitor. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was in the shower and like I'm itching. And then all of a sudden I got so spun up. It was a day early. I got so spun up that I had to pull it off. And so I did. I got out of the shower real quick and ripped it. And there was so many hives, but also like burst blood vessels underneath. And then I was like, and then I was like, it's really sticky. So Matt, we're close. Um, Matt, are you a dude, Matt, or a wife on her husband's thing? Just because, like, I have two guys who regularly watch me, and I find it very interesting. Um, so then I had to wear it for 2 weeks, and I took it off at day 13. Good morning. And so I rubbing alcohol to get it off did not feel good and like little blood speckles. And when you have it wasn't when I pulled it off, like it was not that sticky, you guys. I didn't hurt myself removing it at all. The adhesive wasn't that bad. It was all a reaction. And like when you mildly scrape your skin, not terrible, but you scrape it enough to where, like, the skin's somehow tacky at that point where you're like, "Ooh, sticky." That's how it felt for a couple days. It feels normal now. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lisa. It feels normal now and the rash is healing, but I couldn't handle it anymore. All right, does she dox herself and tell me where she moves? Or does she leave because it's awkward? Is itchy gone here and there? Cortisone cream for the itching, I absolutely was doing that. The amount that I was trying to, like, tuck right underneath. You're a dude, hi. Um, okay, I hate this. I'm gonna try something real quick. Okay, this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then, yeah, this. I can move my desk up. Okay, I kinda wanna do that so that I look up to the camera. It helps with the chins. Good morning, Rogue Tinky. Hi, you guys. Hi. Brenda's moving to Albany. Now I gotta look. Maybe I'll move to Albany sooner than she does. Oh, you're close but far. Close but far. So, I am. Hi, Sailor. You're basically one of the girls, if you know what I mean. Nobody knows what you mean. That's too vague. Nobody understands your jokes. Um, I can just move and leave the mess. I could. I'd be like, done. Okay, so what's next? Good morning, Becky. All right. I hate how sneezy and everything I am for you guys. I didn't take an allergy pill this morning. Not that it matters. I'm gonna go to an allergist. That's what I've decided. What I love about the VA is that they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you want to go there? That's fine. And it takes so long that sometimes I forget why I'm there. And I went to I honestly can't remember if it's gastroenterology or endocrinology. I think I went to a gastroenterologist when I was trying to get to an endocrinologist or something, and, it had been so long since I talked to my doctor because it was an intake with my new doctor, and so we went all over the things, and she's just, like, throwing out referrals left and right to where he sits down, and I'm like, "Do you know why I'm here? I can't remember why I'm here, but I'm here." Like, I showed up to my appointment. I didn't wanna waste it, but, like, "Hi, what do you wanna talk about?" So, he's like, "How often do you poop?" And I was like, "Ooh, I don't wanna talk about that. I'm a lady. I've never, ever, ever done that. Gross." So, that was a fun little experiment. Okay, so he means taking camel toe like us. Meg, the Canadians are terrible. When do I go back to the cardiologist? I am going to go drop off the monitor today. And he said about 2 weeks, but that if it looks sketchy, he'll call me sooner, which hopefully not too soon because I am a sissy. You guys, I am weak. I am pathetic. I'm soft. I'm weak. I'm not like you guys. I'm not like the Canadians. I'm not like you Northerners who are just going to be in the cold. Ew. So I'm going to go to Key West this weekend. I'm not doing that. Um, I was Googling it. So what happened was I checked my weather and it's going to drop below 26 degrees. Now, my RV is not winterized. And that is the thinnest excuse I could find where I was like, "Oh, I should go somewhere. I need to travel. I need to go somewhere." And so, yeah, I was like, "Ooh, yucky." So I'm going to drive to the Florida Keys, to Key West, and I will take everybody. Yeah, sure. Like, we'll have to share a lot of bed space, like stacking people. But I think we could do it, right? That's fine. It's not weird. Um, Matt, of course, gets his own bed because we're not going to stack on top of somebody like I was going to say somebody who has a pole. That's so inappropriate. But then I didn't want to say somebody like that because then it could be like slanderous, which is worse. What's the worst thing to say? Like, Matt, you can sleep with me. I'm fine. Whatever takes this back. I'll cuddle you. It's fine. Um, stop while I'm behind. Go with pole. Okay, pole. Somebody, the skewering of it all. Oh my god, I am not even drunk. This is terrible. I went really sideways. Uh Hi guys, welcome to my live stream. Um, this is where it started. There's nothing that happened before it. So, how's everybody doing? Brenda, where are you moving to? Is anybody in California? Whitney, I'm so glad you just got here. Whitney, it just started. You're not late. There's nothing happened. It's okay. So I'm gonna go to the Keys, and then I was looking at it, and weirdly, there's not a ton of RV parks in the Keys. There's only one on Key West. Fact check me, I'm not sure if that's true. And then there's like a KOA a little bit beforehand, and, Cass, um, I'm just a lot drunk, it's fine. I woke up this morning and was like, "You know what? Let's get plastered, it should be amazing." Um, so I looked at the KOA, I really am, I find myself so funny, and I'm like, "That's all that matters, right?" And the KOA was $280 a night. And, I wanted to be there for, like, 4 nights, and mathing it out, it was over $1,000, and I was just like, "Is Mac go Mark? Mac, no, that would be so weird, but Mark is not because, he works, and I love to abandon him." We'll loop back to that actually, Becky. Um, so I was like, "Gross," but the only RV park on Key West, which is the furthest key. Why are they called keys and not islands? Ah! Good morning. Hi, Sonia. That's just my kid. Just a kid, not a murderer. Could you imagine how I'd react if a murderer came in? Be way worse. I'm on a live stream, baby. Um, she got very excited about that. So, so the I'm so distracted. This is going so terribly, you guys. Hi, Deidre's hobby and lupus life. Um, the only RV park on Key West, which is the furthest island or key, if I don't know what a key is, um, and it is an Air Force base with an RV park on it that is for military and active duty and things like that. So $280 a night or $32 a night. Yeah, it's gonna be like 150 bucks. Ugh, my nose isn't running. Something else is happening. My awesomeness is coming out. So she Sony was like, no thanks. It's 10 a.m. here, so they have access to their iPads, which is such a mean thing to do to them because in about an hour, I'm gonna be like, school. And they'll be like, no, we just got iPad. So wait, what Jerry say that's awesome. It's not boogers, it's brain juice. No, I'm trying to keep my brain juice in. So, it's like dry camping. So there's no electricity, but I have a generator. There's no water to hook up to, but I have a 100-gallon tank. And so I'll run my generator here, there, and everywhere. And it should be cool enough that we don't need to run air conditioning. We have an inverter, so it should be fine. There's a commissary, which is a cheap grocery store on base. And so the gas will be expensive on the way down, but, cooking at home, staying at home with $32 a night, which is probably cheaper than a home, you know, and, my lobotomy was botched. What Cass say? I'm going to block Cass so soon. That's funny, Cass. Um, so, sorry about that. So, yeah, anyways, that's what we're gonna do next week because I don't wanna be chilly. I don't wanna be mildly uncomfortable. That sounds wretched. Like, I don't want to. No, like your own home. Like if you broke down your rent or your mortgage and all of your utilities, I bet you daily it's more than $32 a day. Yeah, we're still paying our mortgage and utilities, but like if we weren't. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, Stephanie, I love that you're in France. I planned a whole trip to France. I only need like $50,000 because I want to stay as close to the Eiffel Tower in the best suite and go first class with all 5 of my kids and like have a private chef. All of my vacations are $50,000. I just need Matt, I love you. Bye. um so yeah, that's all like I just constantly need $50,000 for a vacation. That is crazy. Bye, Jerry. Have fun. Do you guys ever do that? Do you guys sit and plan extravagant vacations? Like, I have a whole river tour boat cruise thing that, like, no, it's an ocean cruise that goes all through Northern Europe and like Russia and stuff like that. Like, I love doing stuff like that. You're right, Cass. 3 kids, 5 humans total, 3 kids. I'm sorry. Your husband and you have a goal to travel just to the military camps when you retire from Air Force. Lisa, I love that, but also, look into Harvest Hosts. It's like an upfront expense of 150-ish dollars, I would say, for a year, but you stay at people's places for free, and you're almost required to spend $30 on their crap, but it's like if you go to a winery, you just buy $30 worth of wine. If you go to a brewery, same thing. A museum, you just, like, get a few things. So often I have not spent any money because they're like, "We don't really have anything, and we don't feel like it." So it's really, really cool. You get a lot of new experiences and, learn about really interesting people. I stayed at a police dog training park, and that was really interesting. Um, so why are ads popping up? Whitney, I think okay, so to try to differentiate between members and non-members, my non-members' lives have no ads, and my non-members' lives have ads at the minimalist, and my membership lives do not have ads. Same for their videos, which they never get because I suck at this. I'm just trying to buffer in a reason that people will be like, "Yeah, I feel good about my membership," instead of being like, "This is bullshit." So, I've been looking up at different YouTubey ways to provide more value, and that's one of the things they were talking about where they're like, "This helps distinguish benefits." So I'm trying it. Um, come to Western Australia, more room than New Zealand to avoid the zombies. It's the once we clear the island of zombies, we need a smaller space to maintain, and Australia is enormous. There'd be way too many zombies. Um, no, Cindy, it would be a membership only live, which like 5 of you join. It's really fun actually. Um, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give benefit to the members because I feel like I'm failing them and doing a really crap job. Meg, that's funny. So I'm trying. In the US, it's mostly only people that are venomous. Gretchen, that's really funny. So I don't know. You were gutted you missed what, Tracy? Can zombies swim? Okay, I say no. I don't think they can because you have to learn to it's a slightly higher oh, Tracy, I'm sorry, love. We'll have to find a better time for it. It's a slightly higher skill set. Like, I would say walking's something we learned and we can do, so that doesn't make sense. That doesn't track. But swimming is, like, a step harder? Thank you, Lori. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Jamie. But they definitely float. What makes you say that, Maya? Why would you say that to me? In Minecraft, they can. Is that a learning game? Yeah, start them young. I feel like we need to start them young and teach them about zombies as quickly as possible. They would sink because they don't have air in their lungs and fat deteriorates fast when our bodies break down. That is a solid point, Cass. Oh my God. I just thought, like, what if we were like trying to swim across a lake, but one was just far enough underneath water that they touch you and like grab you and like bite your foot while you're killed? That's so gross. Dead bodies can't float there too. How? Yes, they can. They float super good, super, super well. It's a whole problem. So I went on like is it too early to be gross? No. On like a cave diving disastrous binge, and you have a lot of fat, right? And you get adipose tissue and you get like adipocere, which is when all of the fat starts decomping even faster and very bloaty and fatty. So when you have a lot of people who die underwater in the cave systems, they're often on the ceiling, not because of any other buoyancy besides the fact that the fat rises and the gases rise. So dead bodies float. That's why you have to pin them down. That's why mob bosses give you cement shoes. Only after they bloat up. I'd give you that. Yeah. It's 3:30 p.m. there. Oh yeah, so this is fine. My chair's super squeaky today. You need to know if animals can be zombies because zombie snake in the toilet is worse than a normal snake in the toilet. Ew. I feel like they should be able to. I can't imagine that it's only a human virus. One good fart from the dead and they walk back. Fat floats and dead people are full of gases, and that's why murderers weigh down the body, right? The lungs have stabs so they don't float, but you've got a lot of gas, and the breakdown of your tissues produce a lot of gas in your intestines. So also slice open the belly, right? But wouldn't they be dense because of organs liquefying and lungs filling? No, I think the gases break down more because the microbial things that eat us and break us down produce gas as their side effect. Your 2 cats are zombies. Hi, Kristen. This is early. Yeah, it is early. I need to do stuff today. And so I was like, yes, let's do this early so I can do stuff today. I'm going to make a video for you guys that should drop tomorrow because it's a vloggy one and those are super easy to edit. And then I need to clean my house. The fit people zombies would be super fast. I hate that. Ugh. I, like, deeply need them to walk really slow. Like, I need whatever's controlling that base brain to not do a great job. I need slow zombies. I need to be able to outrun zombies. Running zombies, I probably would just die of fear immediately. I imagine if it depends if they become zombies in the water and they're walking around, the felt would be melted off from the breakdown. Ugh. But yeah, and they'd be super bloated, right? Like all the water and the skin. Mm. Connie, it does count, my love. Please don't run. Yeah, it just zombies don't look bloated though, right? I feel like if they were in the water, they would. But yeah, any depiction I've seen, they don't because they don't. Why don't they? Why don't they decompose like that? Like, why don't they swell up and burst? Because not everybody has like an abdominal puncture. Why don't they? I need to know now. Your husband's an ex crime scene investigator, and you ask him weird stuff all the time, and you'll ask him when he gets home about the floating. I love that. Thank you. I ask my husband for legal things all the time, and he gets so annoyed where I'm like, do you guys do this? Can you do this? And he gets so annoyed where he's like, that's unreasonable. Why would you guess that? And I was like, I just felt like maybe you would. That's true, Meg. I have seen breakdown clips of The Last of Us, Chelsea. I haven't watched it directly, but I know most of what goes down because of it. I consume most of my scary horror things through breakdown clips and like analysis. It's less terrifying to me. And so I've seen almost all of The Walking Dead, but I've only watched 2.5 seasons of The Walking Dead after knowing everything. So, like, oh my God, it's airborne and everybody has it virus. Like, I totally knew about that beforehand and all the things. It just makes it less scary. And then I can get to the point where I'm like, I can watch it and it won't trigger any sort of fear. It's more interesting because I'm like, oh, okay, this plot's coming up. Yeah, I was super interested in this one too. So, your father in law's ex crime scene, great dinner stories. But we also become goopy. Yeah, like, we're gonna be pretty goopy, I feel like. Yes, Lethia. I am always interested in creepy plot lines, but hate being startled. Like, I can't handle the startle effect. I also watched all of Squid Games that way. I knew Squid Games before I watched Squid Games. Does that make sense? Like, um, the clicker zombies. Ooh, yuck. Yeah, at least I feel like that too. And like, I am like, because of all the breakdowns and, like, character analysis, like, I'm like, "Oh, I like Negan." Like, Negan's not a bad character to me, probably because, like, I know that he turns into, like, a way better person, and so I'm like, "Oh, poor Negan." Even though, like, he's apparently a terrible villain, but also he's handsome, so that's hard for me. He's so cute. So, Lauren, good theory that zombies can still toot, and that's where the gases go. Very smart. The way you felt about Shane was intense. I don't find Shane attractive. I don't. Like, I just keep seeing him as the Punisher, and I find the Punisher to be very unattractive. And so I struggle with that. Corey. You're freaked out by The Walking Dead the first time around, and you've watched the entire series 2 more times, right? Also, you had Shane, and then you had awesome. What a good name to forget. Rick Grimes. Oh my god. Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes, hottest dude in the universe. Shane, like Lori, how did you have a hard time with that? What in possible worlds did you struggle with anything after that? How are you leading Shane on after that? You had Rick Grimes. Although Rick Grimes' early seasons, not as cute. I want him sweaty and covered with blood. He cries too much. You don't like zombie films? You're more into vampires? I could totally see that. Rick with the British accent, so good. So good. Negan, so good. Daryl, yes, young Daryl. Older Daryl looks very old, which hurts my feelings because it shows that I've aged as well. You found The Walking Dead really emotional? So did I. Like, I have a hard time with some of it where, like, okay, we talked about this before and it's really dark. Um, how quickly I would feel the need to offload the pets because I have kids. And if you're running and trying to survive and the zombies will literally kill my children, I know Leroy's going to bark at the zombies. I know he will. He sucks. He barks at everything. Like, if the world is collapsing around you and people are screaming and crying and running, I would grab my kids and I don't think I would pause that long. And I freaking love my pets. And so, like, I get so sad and I'm trying to think of like different backpacks. I could probably backpack Kesha everywhere because she knows to mind her own business and be quiet when she's in the backpack. Um, so like that one settled, but I'm like trying to figure out how I would keep Leroy from making noise. Would he be worth carrying? Because I don't think he could walk that far. Um, and like the cats. What do you do about the cats? Like, it's so I hate it. I hate it because the cats aren't going to backpack the whole time. They're gonna fight. The second you open it so that they could go to the bathroom or eat, they're going to sprint into the forest. But if a dog gets eaten by a zombie, will he become a zombie? I bet they eat the whole dog. The Last of Us, and it's apparently the answer to the whole Rick and Michonne stories. I mean, that's a really cute story. Um, Rick and Daryl, and I love how much Rick and Daryl love each other. Like, that's so good too. She does mind her own business. I've taken her into national museums in a backpack because she just will not make any noise. And it's a dog backpack, like, there's venting. I don't put her in, like, a JanSport. There's venting and stuff like that, and she's just like, "No, I'm good." And she also hates walking in general, but also like in crowded streets to where she'll be like, I need in the backpack immediately. Like, put me in your purse, put me in your backpack, but this is terrifying. There are way too many feet and I'm tiny. I will start training him not to bark. I heard something where you're supposed to try barking with them, but like yelling with them. Like, when he starts barking, you go see and you're like, "Yeah, suck, you suck. Get out of my yard, you piece of crap." And then like you're with them because you're on the same team. And then pretty soon you could be like, "Yeah." And then like de-escalate, start barking with him less. And pretty soon you could just be like, and he'll follow your lead, like because you're on the same team. I'm gonna try that technique. I don't know if it's real, but I'm gonna try it. Yes, the cruise ship will. Also, if I get those really expensive, really giant like those trucks, yeah, I'm gonna put them in the truck, that's fine. The ones who lived, yes, Last of Us is a different story. The Last of Us, the story between those 2 guys, their love story, it's so cute. Like, I watched it clipped all together to where it's just their storyline, and, like, they thrive so much together, and it's so cute. I did name him Leroy Jenkins, that's true, that was my fault. Um, Corey says her neighbors don't think she's crazy enough. You have a front carrier for your min pin. I love it. Your little white fluff does not mind his own business, right? I mean, Chelsea set them free, but like they're gonna be eaten. They're like Kesha is not a wild animal. Kesha's a pillow. She is a couch potato. Leslie Nelson was the best vampire. Who did he play? What was that? What show? What did Fuel Fairies say? Citronella spray works. What? To ward off zombies? I love citronella spray. Oh, for the dog barks. Yeah, of course, clearly. Sorry. Your neighbor's just the crazy one outside at 1:30 a.m. yelling, "Hello, neighbors." No, absolutely not. I would hate that. Let me okay. I feel like this is wiggling down. So, do I have a favorite zombie movie TV series? I think it has to be Walking Dead, even though I've only seen 2.5 episodes. Hey, how's it going, Sarah? Dracula Dead and Loving It. Okay, so oh, okay, you guys remember old school Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, the first one. Remember the one that started it all? Old school. Remember? I'm gonna wait until everybody writes yes. Because if you write no, you're dead to me and I'm kicking you from chat. Okay, so did you guys know the vampire with like the long hair and he loses sorry, it's so funny when he does it. He loses his arms and he's like, "Ah, ooh, ah," that guy who dies. Like Buffy tells him to clap. Remember him? So funny. Anyways, that was Pee Wee Herman. Did you guys know that? That was Pee Wee Herman who played that vampire. I didn't know that because I watched a documentary about Pee Wee Herman yesterday. I was in a weird zone yesterday. It was Pee Wee Herman. So yesterday I did lots of laundry, really proud. I folded and put away the massive pile of laundry that I had been doing back and forth, bed chair, bed chair, bed chair. It was like 3 loads of laundry. And then I did some other loads. I did some dishes and I kind of like it's not still not amazing. Like my house isn't clean. Don't think it is. But like I was like, okay, maybe I'll pick up all of my tissues that I blew my nose in my nest and throw them away. Okay, I'm in the kitchen. What if I just picked up all the trash on the island and threw it away? Okay, I'm up. What if I scooped this litter box and had the twins do theirs? And like I was just doing not tidy as I go, but like micro tidies. I was doing micro tidies throughout the day. And I was like, okay, so I'm also watching a lot of very weird YouTube. And so Pee Wee Herman, he started out as a like an improv nightclub comedian as Pee Wee. He had a bunch of different characters, but Pee Wee got it. May as well technique, Fife. Yes. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Um, and so I was May as welling and watching about Pee Wee, right? And so he once he realized that that was his thing, he went all in and he never showed up in public as not Pee Wee. He did all of his like late night interviews, all of his interviews, any appearance that he did at any moment, he was Pee Wee. Um, and he did that for decades. And so then I watched his first interview as not Pee Wee. What was his name? Ruben something. And he sat down and he goes, I went decades as Pee Wee. Like it's very uncomfortable for me to be me right now. Like I kind of want to slip back into it. He goes, I went so long, years, never being photographed as anything besides Pee Wee until that one photograph. And like that was so funny to me that that's the joke he decides to drop was when he got photographed, you know, at an adult thing. And by the way, I thought he was just in like a regular movie theater. I didn't realize it was like an adult arcade. What Paul Rubin, thank you. Like, hi Ari. How are you, sweetheart? Um, was he in a regular theater and just went for it? Or was he in an adult theater doing what people in adult theaters do. Like that one photo. Um, I laughed really hard when I heard him say that. I was like, it was in the movie theater. Well, can somebody that I trust say that? It's just Canada Meg saying it. Okay, Gretchen, who's way better than Meg because she's not Canadian. Corey, Cheryl wants Fife to know that she enjoyed your video yesterday and yet says nothing about mine. Cheryl, you didn't like my video? How dare you? Ooh, that popped up. When you were touching the glitter on the ottoman, it made you shiver and itch all over. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. It was so on my feet. Like, I would have made so much money on feet fans with that. It was a regular theater with an adult movie, says Meg. Still coming from Meg. Get a better source, Meg. Thank you, Cheryl. What's an adult theater? Well, back in my day when we were youths, they didn't have the internet. So to consume your naked wrestling content that you would need, and to do a little razzle dazzle, you had to go find it elsewhere. There were magazines, there were VHS tapes. Later it came on DVDs, which was very fascinating. Like, woo, digital. But they also had just places you went. I bet it was sticky. Oh my God, Cass. That's something else. Sorry, Whitney. So, and then when I went to go to sleep last night, I was like halfway through a Hulk Hogan documentary that I did not care about. And I was like, God, as soon as this documentary is over, I have to go to sleep. And then I was like, wait, why? I don't need this into my life. And I just turned it off and went to sleep, and it was amazing. Um, I bet they still exist, Lise. I did. Like, Sarah, the algorithm knew what I wanted. It's like, you knew. You want this. And so you lived in Sarasota when it happened. It was an adult theater, and the cops set him up, and they followed him when he was in town all the time. Becky, I hate that. You lived in Sarasota. The rest of it seems reasonable. I'm just kidding, honey. Um, Hi, Michelle. So yeah. Um, you just gotta make it seem fancy. Okay. Okay. Also, let's be delicate here because I want the money from YouTube. So let's obey the YouTube gods. You guys know that one 21, I think, 22. Hi, Kala. We're not talking about anything terrible. Oh, he went to high school with Pee Wee. That's so cute. Um, I went to high school with Jody Arias. um, different crimes, but still. Kyle and Shayna in Winnipeg. Negative 26 degrees Celsius. Gross. Gross. So, okay. So that girl, I think she's 21, she might be 22, who recently celebrated content with 100 dudes in 24 hours in England at an Airbnb, which violates Airbnb policies to be so celebratory online, right? So like I don't think she gets to use Airbnb anymore, but also gross. Um we'll loop back to Jody in a second. Like I did not know Jody. I knew her brother really well. Um, my best friend had like a 4-year crush on her brother. So we spent a lot of time plotting how to interact with him and get them together so that maybe they would make out. Um, so okay, so that was her goal, right? Okay, and then she said, she's like, "Okay," and she cried. They had a documentary afterwards, and he was interviewing her right afterwards, and she cries, right? And everybody's like, "Yeah, it's doing terrible damage to you. Like, it's gotta be hurting our psyche as well as our garage." Um, because that's where you park things. Anyway, that's one of the places I assume she parks things. Anyways, and she was like she cried, and we're like, "This is terrible." And Then she's like, "Let's do 1,000 in 24 hours." And you're just like, "How?" Whitney, what do you think you missed that was important? We're Sam has a dentist appointment. Nice. Um, no, it's not a is it not a crime to go to adult theaters? So, anyways, so now she's like, "Let's do 1,000." And you're just like, "Okay, but you cried after 100." Like, it feels like you weren't okay with it. And also physically, how are you okay with it? Like, physically, how are you okay? And there wasn't really enough vetting. You don't know who has what. And so she's like, "I'm gonna do it in February." And, like, she has to build up to it because, like, it's an endurance activity, right? Like, you have to build up stamina. You just do. Also, like, would you not get hungry? But that's not the point. Anyways, do not make a comment on that. Everybody shut up. Shut up. I know what you wanna write. Stop it. Anyway, um so, like, no, I don't think there are any oil changes. I think it is like a park and go. But this one, they're going to have to do for 1,000, it's going to be just like when you go to a Jiffy Lube, but instead of getting your oil changed, you just drive straight through. Like, you pull in, you wave, you pull out, right? And there's cars behind you also doing the same thing. Um, and you can't pull out in a busy road because, like, everybody needs to pull out as quickly as possible, so, like, it's just gotta be a straight shot, right? Um, so you would think that, Ari, and then her friend, who I deeply don't think it's okay, she's 25, her friend, new person, we're switching on to a new person, new friend. She's 25 and her whole thing is to go to, like, freshman orientation with signs like, "Hey, you just graduated. Let's do this for my come to my garage. I will change your oil if you let me show everybody how good I am at oil changes," right? And so, like, she's getting 18-year-olds, like 10-second 18-year-olds, right? Gretchen, I'm glad you did the math because we're going to do the math in a second for something else. She just came on and said she did 1,000 in 12. There are 720 minutes in 12 hours. That is 0.60 because I did the math last night. I was like, this is crazy. Um, 0.60 seconds. How are you testing everybody? And like, okay, so Lisa, I feel like there was a probably that. And I wonder for the people who are going to set the rules, does that count? Does it count? Can you double up? Can you be an ice cream shop and a Jiffy Lube? Like, does it count? I feel like it would count. Good job, Dia. So, okay, but I don't know about that, Meg, because the wear and tear, Meg, for 1,000. So let's pretend everybody gets evenly split to slightly over 300, right? There's no way. There's no way. Just the devastation in that particular like, okay, we've got I can't even think of something dainty to say about it. The sanitation plant. Um, if you have 300 visitors to a sanitation plant, but when you go into the sanitation plant, there's no joyous greeting, so you have to have external joyous greeting, and I just feel like the wear and tear of it would cause something terrible. Why are we talking about this? Anyways, mathematically speaking, Meg, I'm gonna block you. Stop being so funny. I don't even love you. So, and the men, especially if you're getting a bunch of 18-year-olds who don't even have a fully formed frontal lobe, but like That's so many. What if one of them has something gross? Hopefully, it's the last one. But, like, Cass, it's so insane. It's just insane to me. I feel like everybody's making really bad choices, and eventually, at some point, we're going to get to the absolute limit. Like, there's only so many seconds in 12 hours. There just is. There is a limit. There is a upper cap. So I don't know, that's crazy, right? So, okay, let's go back to, high school with Jody Arias. I my sister-in-law, because my brother and my sister-in-law went to high school together, and, like, me too, I guess, because I went to the same high school. And, she my sister-in-law was in Spanish with her, but Jody dropped out her junior year, and, so, like, there are only 3 opportunities. So I went to school with her for 2 years, but I never knew her. Really small school, so I might could have seen her, but I was a grade under, so, you know. And then I was unless she was a grade ahead, unless she and her brother weren't back to back, like me and my brother, we went to school 1 grade apart. Um, so if they didn't, then she would be 1 and I was a freshman when she was a junior and she left kinda thing. But I didn't know her, I knew her brother, I wasn't in town when it happened, like, when all of that went down. One of my friends from high school was like, "Oh my god," and so I looked it up and became fully obsessed with it. So, sorry, Susie, I'm sorry that you're here, like, I'm glad that you're here, I'm sorry this is your life. Um, yeah, so that's also why she's my favorite murder, like, they name drop my old town all of the time, and I love that so much. Um, and, like, it's just interesting to me, and so I sorry this is your life. Um, it's always like this. It is always like this. I don't know why I thought it was gonna go any better. Like, do you think I still have monetization? Do you think I'm still in the partner program? Probably not. I have to check. Oh my god, I should turn off the ads just for safety. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Just settings off. My monetization was already off. Do you guys still get ads? Let me know if you get another one because it's off. And so it makes me wonder if it was turned off. If YouTube was like, "No, thanks." No, thanks. So, okay, and then so speaking of the money that I get from ads, um, I get, like, no money from lives. It's so little, it does not pay very much at all. Um, so it's not like a money grab. Oh, thank you, Babs. Babs. Um, I show you. Let's see, content. All right. So clearly I get way more views on my videos. Yes, I do, Rem. It shows I'll show you, it breaks down. Um, so let's find something that did not do well. Okay, the echoes of PTSD and actual heart issues getting answer one. I got 8.1 thousand views, right? And remember, we get paid a set of money per thousand views. So 8 times this. And so revenue. See this? Okay, here we go. Your chat, you're so in my way. You guys suck. Okay. So $81 from that one. I got, oh, I'm trying to make this good. Okay, I figured it out. So for every 1,000 views, I get about $10, right? And then you can see here, YouTube Premium. I'm so loud. I'm so sorry. It's 8.6%, right? So I get chunks from Premium. All right, and then Meg was quoting Borat. Um, so let's go to my live, which way less views because like it's live and that's a lot of people don't want to double check. So my last live had monetization put on ad. Okay, thank you, Kristen. Even though it says it's not supposed to. Hold on. On, off, close. It says off for me. It's stupid. Let me pop out chat again. Pop out chats. Live chat. Okay. Is this interesting to you guys or do you not care? Yeah, you got 2 in a row. Damn. So now when I put it on, it says that they're off and clearly they're on. Okay. So, here are my lives. This one I got 1.8 thousand views. And some people are randos who pop in for 10 seconds and pop out, right? Because if you're on shorts, lives pop up on shorts. Probably not this one because it's not vertical. So, if you look here at my revenue, $2, $2.44. So, it's not a money grab. I'm just trying to give more benefit to members. American, okay, Cami, if you ever want to talk about like more of what we do and what that looks like on my back ends, um, just Instagram me. We'll talk. So everybody's getting ads. So you have YouTube Premium. We get chunks for hi exotic. Exotic. Okay, I'll tell you something in a second about you specifically. Um we get chunks. They just you get some money for all premiums and so it's fine. It doesn't matter. Um no, I only had 1.6 on my live. 1.6. For my 8,000 view video was what was it again, you guys? Bye, Dia. Have fun, sweetheart. Yeah, that's what we call the YouTube studio. We call it our back end. Um, like the back end analytics. I think I said analytics. You guys, 81. So I got 81 bucks. Um, yeah, Mac. What a jerk. No, not on this one. Gretchen, this one is it's open to everyone. On member specific, it will, because you cannot divide it that way according to YouTube. Bye, Jamie. Have a great one, honey. Um, the analytics of it all. So, yeah. You guys, we went really sideways. Oh, that's what I wanted to talking about. You're still thinking about 1,000, right? Like distracted. What do we get for certain levels of membership? Right? That's what I'm trying to do better for you guys. So, and it's hard because I have I'm so sorry, my loves. The initial one, what does the wrench mean? It means that they are moderators and they can like boot you, mute you. They just moderate. So the initial one, you get members only videos, which I suck at putting out. And honestly, what you get for memberships is basically nothing at this point. And I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to get better. So you get members only videos. And then on the second higher tier, you get members only lives. But there's so few of us at the second tier, which is $6, $5.99. Um, when I do them, it's just a few of us. And I like it because I can talk to you way more intensely. You get so much more unadulterated, just focused on you, Beth, which is probably terrifying. Um, so that's what I was trying to do. And then another one would be the members only content does not have ads placed. So even if you don't have premium, you'll probably get front end and back end ads. Um, but I don't think YouTube can put ads in because I said don't. But now I'm not sure. Now I wonder if YouTube would do it anyways. Be like, fine, I'm just not going to pay you, jerk. Rude. Bye. Have so much fun. Good luck, babe. My nose isn't running. Don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry. They don't change your oil. Those are my mechanics. Um, yeah. So that's what that is. Hi from Serbia. Miroslava. How are you, sweetie? I know you're not talking to me. You're talking to Easy. Hi from Romania. Um, YouTube ads. But the YouTube overlords really overlord. So, maybe at least maybe that's what it is. And it's supposed to be at the slowest one. Like you can do it asks, it's like, do you want us to place it for you? And it's like conservative. So it should interrupt less and it should be small, moderate, and then like you go for it, like deep. Why can't you cuss? We can cuss. There's one word that really YouTube hates, it's the C word. Um, and if you cuss within like fart, if you cuss within a first few minutes, YouTube gets a little pissy about it and will limit your ads and like they don't like it. But if you wait long enough, like also you can't say, yeah, an hour in, you can't say rape really early on. You can't drop a swear word really early on. Um, like you kind of have to buffer it for some reason. Like you have to ease them into the pool of being horrifying, like we do. Like I was like, hey, how's everybody's day? Oh, it's cold. A little bit of zombies, decaying bodies, oil changes, murder. Like, yes, that one. Curling is a terrible word. Right, the UK YouTubers. And so I hung out a lot with Brits and I love the C word because they made me like they beat it into my system. They just kept saying it. And I was like, you guys can't say it. I'm American. Like, this is horrifying. And they're like, no, it's a beautiful word. You're going to love it. And so now I say it all the time. Um, but not in public because I live in America. So I know better. Um, but I'll say it more often in front of my husband. Also, yeah, we like to groom our audience, but also I don't say it in front of my kids, and, like, I'm very excited for my kids to find out that there is a second ultra bad word. The first one's the N word, and my kids are obsessed with it, not the word itself, like, they don't want to go around calling people that, um, but they're like, "Hey, did you know that there's a word we're not allowed to say because we're white, but black people can say it, but it's a really bad word? Did you know that there was do you wanna hear it?" Like and then they'll be like, kind of like, "Just thinking about the N word, how it exists, how I'm not allowed to say it." And I'm like, "Yes, okay." Like and they're like, "But we can't say it." And they're it's in their brain where they're like, "You could like, don't say this word, don't say this word." And, like, it's to the point where I'm like, when we interact with people who don't know my kids, I am like Black people who don't know my kids. Like, we have several families in homeschool meetup where I'm like, "Hey, I bet they bring it up to your kid where they're like, I'm not allowed to say that word." And so they're pretty good about not doing it, but, like, I have this deep, deep, deep fear. We finally broke them of the habit of telling people that their skin looks like chocolate, so that's good. Um, because we lived in Portland. There are, like, nobody there. Everybody was white. And so, like, we moved and they're like, "Yes, you look different, and I wanna talk about it." And, and so you're just like, you can't say whatever you think out loud. It's so hard. Um, in Portland, we had a different struggle where they couldn't tell boys and girls, where they're like, "That guy has really long hair, but nail polish. Like, what do I do?" And I'm like, "I know it's hard. We only see a very binary view of the world. Like, we have very rigid rules of what is a boy, what is a girl, and there's no blending for you. So, like, trying to figure that out. And so now moving here, was the people like, Black people are so prominent, they're like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." And so now I'm constantly like, "Please don't say you're not supposed to comment on people's outward appearances." Also, they have a hard time with obese people where they're like, "Your body's very big." And I'm like, "We can't make comments, guys, like, we just can't. We're getting better, but it's terrifying all the time." I swear to you, as an adult with autism around Black people, you think about the word because 'cause you're scared to say it on accident, and then, like, if it's right there, it's more likely to come out. Um, like, I just hung out with a bunch of guys in chat that I love deeply, but they're horrible people, and, most of them no, just one's a Brit, but he, like, forced all of them to start saying it, and, like, so I casually dropped it in front of my husband, I was like, "Oops, sorry I said the C word again." Um I do swear and, I do swear-ish. I feel like I don't swear a ton, but I get a lot of comments in my comment section where it's like, "Beth swears a lot." Like, "Lots of swearing. Why'd you say that?" When I said "God damn it" at the end of one of my videos, so many people unsubscribed from me. So many people. And I got so many angry comments that I had the audacity. And I was like, "You didn't think I had the audacity? You didn't you thought that was out of pocket for me? That's weird." So, yeah, your son was watching basketball when he was 3 and jumped up and said, "Yes, the chocolate one made it." Sydney. Mark's grandma she's dead, Hawaiian. His other grandma's super German, was Hawaiian, and he called her his chocolate grandma because she was chocolate colored, and that's how he's like, "I got the German grandma, I got a chocolate grandma." Um, and so he just looks German. He does not look at all Hawaiian. Like, he half of his family looks like Mark was adopted into it. Like, you put them all in a family reunion and you're like, "Are do you belong?" Yes, I cuss all the time. It's just so good. It's delicious. Um, we are working on Bernadette Primrose. How are you, sweethearts? Yeah, so many people got so mad. It was crazy. Um, you say the C word only when you're tired, Kala? I figured you would say it all the time. You're a Brit. That's like what you guys do. And yeah, I'm trying to work on the kids' timing of when they swear. Sonia, that child where I was like, "Oh, damn. Maybe fewer words in a sequence, please. Like, you're stringing them together. Just sprinkle them. There is seasoning. They're not the whole meal." But we're working on it. Thank you, Nova. I bet you it just won't turn off because the live is going. Julie, yay, thank you. I am so glad that it motivates you. I wish it motivated me, but it doesn't. You know what motivates me? The fact that I'll be like, "Well, I mean, I'll be able to hang out with my friends." Um, because I see a lot of you guys in the comments and we chitty chat and I love it so much. And it makes me really, really happy. Except for I was really mean to I forgot her name. Um, Cindy, I feel like you hit enter too soon. Finish your sentences, Cindy. How dare you? Hi, Joe. Yes, and Brett. I was so mean to an Ann, but it wasn't Ann O, it was a different Ann, Anna, and I was so mean to her. She's like, I had read like 4 pretty critical comments in a row where I was just like, "Yep, thanks for your tip. Yes, thank you. Yes, I understand." And then like hers came in, so I was mean to her, and then she's like, "No, I didn't mean it mean." And I was like, "Oh, then I'm sorry I was rude to you." Like, I wanted to reserve it for someone else. Say hi to your daughter, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Did you know that my sister's name is Caitlin? What a beautiful name you have. So from Lossiemouth, that's got to be Scotland. Lossiemouth is such a ridiculous Scottish thing. Scottish. I know it. Just Kristen, tell me for a fact that I'm right. Yay, Remy, Remamufi. Your name is hard to say. She's so obsessed to weight. Okay, thank you. When you take her to the doctor, you pray you won't see anyone ever overweight because yes, it's crazy. Like they lose the filter and you're just like, "I'm so sorry. We have no filter." I know, Cindy, you're terrible at this. Everybody Cindy can't type. Everybody make fun of Cindy real quick. I knew it. It was such a silly Scottish name, Lossy Mouth. I'm gonna move to Lossy Mouth. Oh, Cass and Meg are getting along. Hate that for us. She tries to whisper to whisper is not a whisper. Mhm. Yup. Um, Hi, Catherine. You missed a very classy, charming, finishing school level live so far. Like, this is how we behave as trad wives. This is standard trad wife behavior. This is how we do it. Oh my God. Donna, in your world, that's not a discussion topic. Oh, the swearing and, like, the swear words and stuff like that. Donna, we focus very hard on it because my children have a complete lack of filter, and social cues are not picked up inherently through them. So, for example, I brought my daughter over to a neighbor's house because she was going to watch their cat. It was before we had cats, and she's obsessed with cats, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll totally do that." So we go inside the home, and we have rules that we understand inherently that there was clearly no, because my daughter has gone into somebody's home and they're like, yeah, she could watch TV. So she went into their bedroom, went under the sheets and started watching Netflix in their bedroom, the master bedroom. Inappropriate, right? No, nobody meant, yes, watch TV anywhere. They meant living room. So when we go in, my neighbor was like, "Oh, hold on, I need to do something really quickly." And I was like, "Okay, Sammy, when you're in a room with somebody in their home and they say, 'Hold on, I need to do something,' you're supposed to stay in that room. What they're saying is, 'Please stay in this room until I come back.'" And I was like, "Another thing is if like it's like exploring a new video game and they're opening different territories in the map, right? So you can only go into the rooms that are unlocked by them bringing you into the room. So you get to go into the first of all, you have to stand on the porch. Then you can go into the entryway of their home if you're allowed in there, but that's the only room you can be in unless they take you into the living room, right? Or the kitchen. But you can't go into any of the rooms without them for the most part. And you can never go in a room that they haven't unlocked. You can't go in their bedroom unless they're like, hey, come into my bedroom with me. And then there are the rules of like, are you allowed in those rooms without them and things like that because it just doesn't absorb. Um, can tradwives be the boss in the marriage? No, my husband's absolutely the boss. Oh, that loops me back to why I abandon him all the time. Hold on. So, so we talk about things like that. So, for example, you can't say, "Wow, your hair looks really bad today." You can think it because her hair probably does look bad. You can't say, "Your body is too big. Wow, you're really fat." When you see someone, even though people constantly say to her, "Wow, you have beautiful red hair." So it's acceptable to comment on people's hair? Yes, only if you're giving compliments. But that's a distinction that nobody said out loud to her yet. So where you're like, you can only say nice things to them. You can't just make broad comments. And like also, it's hard because you're like, listen, it's not bad that people have chocolate skin, but you're never allowed to comment on somebody's skin color. And like, why? It's considered rude. Like, it's not that we think black people are ugly, because, like, also the rules are you can't comment on somebody looking bad, right? Right? You can't say your hair looks like shit and you're fat. So, are we saying that black people are ugly? So, you can't comment on their skin? Are we saying, like, okay, well, don't tell them that they're Mexican, like, that's embarrassing. No, like, but those rules aren't inherent. Like, you can't be like, "Oh, yeah, obviously," when there are rules about one thing. Like, there are different rules over here. We're like, "No, it's fine, it's beautiful, it's good." You just can't say it. It's so weird. Um, yes, Brett, I think that all the time. Like, I think you should be able to be like, "Skin looks like chocolate. I love it." Like, my kids can't lick people. That would be inappropriate, but I think they should be able to say stuff like that. It's good. But yeah, so, like, it's very stressful walking those lines in public all of the time. Um, you can tell your mom you don't say that, but yeah, her brain's gonna forget it immediately. So and my kids make mistakes too, and it sucks. Um, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all is what we're taught. Yes, Catherine, but where how do you know why is it not nice to tell somebody that they have black skin? Like, that's not mean. That's not rude. Not to say I love your chocolate skin. That's very kind. Wildly inappropriate. Wildly inappropriate to say. So it's not even the if you don't have anything kind, don't say anything at all. Sometimes it's like that sounds like a really nice compliment, but socially, we don't comment on each other's skin color. Socially, like you can't we don't people don't like being licked or hit, right? My kids went through a phase where they touched everybody's butts. It was so fun. They were young enough know where you're like people passed it off because they were kids. Thankfully, they're not doing it now, but I was like, "Hey, guys, don't touch anybody's butts while we're trying to get a gallon of milk, please." Like, it's so weird. Um, you hate it when people tell you you're so white and you need some color, right? That's rude. So it's just, ugh. Yes. So we have talked a little bit about the history of slavery and racism because Calvin's like, came on was like, "Hey, Rosa Parks." This is when he was in public school, so not my fault. This was not my failure. And he's like, "Rosa Parks was sitting on a bus and she didn't want to move cuz she was lazy." I was like, "Nope. Don't say that out loud ever again." Like, could you Calvin just be like, "Rosa Parks was lazy." Like, whoops. So yeah, we had to talk about that a little bit. But um so like we have talked a little bit about it, but it's harder for them to like really absorb. So when we went to Mount Vernon, there were some slave quarters. And then when we went to Monticello, they had a really good one where um you go into the house and stuff like that. And then you go into where crap, what was her name? His favorite slave that she had like 17 kids with. Her name was doesn't matter, apparently. Like she was in white, so I'm not gonna remember her name. What was her name? Her name was Thomas Jefferson had a relationship with Sally Robinson. Robinson? Robertson. Her name was Sally Robertson? Um, and so they had her room, and it was like it would make such a good wine cellar. It was kind of clay-ish. It wasn't cement because that'd be crazy, but like cement walls, if you will, and it was kind of one-ish room, and the floor was concrete-ish, and it was mm, but what they had inside that room was um, a projection of just shadows of, like, her life story in the room that she lived in, and so it was really nice for her to remember, right? She's not a tutor, who cares? Um, for you to remember her story, and in that tiny room, you're like, he had so many babies with her, like, he treated her not great, like, not like a wife, but for me to explain to them, I was like, they were like mommies and daddies together. But she had to live in this wine cellar situation, like, in here, and so that was helpful for them to see the disparity. We went to the main house, and then we went to this tiny root cellar. I would store my vegetables in there. And so I think that helped a little bit. That helped show it because you can't just describe it to them. It has to be more immersive experience kind of thing. So Sally Hemings. Oh, Gretchen. I was way off. Um, they're autistic. They won't answer you how you expect. Oh, that's yes. Cass, that is such a good one. Um, so yeah, that's one way we're working on it. Okay, so talking about me abandoning my husband, even though he is the true leader, right? Um, I he works so mu what happened? I have to let me move the chat up more so I can monitor my hair a little bit better. Mods not telling me what I did with my hair there, that was rude. Um, Good morning, Jen. How are you, sweetheart? Um, so my husband works all of the time and he hoards his days off and eventually he has to take all of December off basically. But if I waited for him to take a vacation, I would never be able to travel ever. And I love to leave. I just go. I've always done that, our whole relationship. So, I've always done that. So, when we moved from Hawaii to California, sorry, I left the Army. He left the Navy and moved to California, and we broke up, right? We're like, clearly not gonna work. And then I gave him a marriage ultimatum when we weren't even dating, which was bold. Um, that whole The Ultimatum reality show with Nick Lachey and his wife, whatever her name is, doesn't matter, she's not a tutor, I don't care. When she's like, "I gave him an ultimatum." I was like, "Girl, you were dating him. I should be in charge of this reality show. I dropped a marriage ultimatum on a dude I wasn't even with and didn't live in the same state as." So I was like, "Hey, let's either we get married or I stay in the army for 20 years. Pick because I'm going to Iraq and I want to reenlist in theater because they can't tax you." And it would have been like $60,000 untaxed and I wanted that money. Or I would marry him and get out of the military. And I was like, "You pick." It was a choose your own adventure. And he picked marriage and babies, which I loved. And so I got out and moved to California to be with him, right? And so I was with him, his dad, who they had a strange relationship, and his dad's girlfriend. You guys, if you think I have it out for that one woman at Vid Summit who was like, "Don't you know who I am?" This woman and I hate each other, right? Um, so I went there and I was living with them and I just have I wanted to talk about myself and it's about me. So I'm gonna loop back to the topic that's about me. Um, and so no, autistic people don't do sunflowers. I love that though. Um, but all military marriages, Lisa, all of the military people we knew who were married were breaking up. Everybody cheated on everybody. Nobody's relationships lasted. He had just started the divorce process when I met him. Um, like we did not think so. He is my third engagement. I was 20 when I met him. Like just relationships just did not pan out. Like they were this fleeting fun thing that you did because you were pretending you were an adult, right? Um, so I moved to California to be with him, and I'm also from California, but California's enormous. And so I'm from northern Oregon-ish California, and we were in the Bay Area, so it's 7 hours, right? Yeah, 3 engagements, Gretchen. I love being proposed to. I'll say yes all the time. I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds amazing. Give me that ring." Um, but I would return the rings when I was done. I imagine I'll return the ring when Mark and I break up later. Um, so I won't. I'm gonna keep it. Um, so I would just randomly be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home," and I would leave Mark because I'm like, I'm not gonna drag him to go see my family 7 hours one way, 7 hours back. I'm not gonna drag him the whole time. I just am going to go see. So then I was in town. I was in home, right? But I didn't have anything to do that day. And I had an army buddy who had a baby when I was deployed. I hadn't seen her in a while. and I hadn't seen her baby, and she had a long layover in Oakland. And I was like, "Yes." And so I hopped in the car, drove to the Oakland airport, hung out with her and her baby for like an hour, and, it was amazing, right? So his dad's girlfriend told him I was cheating on him and that I had gone to meet some dude in Oakland. And they had like an intervention with him at a different time, had an intervention with him on not to marry me. Like, they sat down with him and was like, "Don't marry her." And I have a very good theory why she was like that. Um, but, like, she hated me and hated the fact that I would just leave and go visit things, and we have done that our whole relationship. It's been 22 years, and so it's, like, not uncommon for me to be like, "Well, I'm gonna leave." And so just yesterday, I texted him and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Key West. I'll see you when I get back." When I go on my big long road trips, it's I'm going to leave and I'll be back when I feel like it. And it's just what we do. Um, and so we've just constantly done it. Oh, we're still talking about autism. I think it's interesting about the sunflower lanyard. I wonder if I would put my kids in that sometimes. Probably. For certain things, I would probably put something like that so that I wouldn't have to be so on guard in public, um, because it's such an invisible problem. Are my families okay? Yeah, we're way, way, way further away. We're opposite ends of that, like 14 hours. Does he do that too? No, he doesn't travel unless I make him. He wants to be at home, not out like, he wants to be in our cocoon, and I can force him to go with me places, and he really enjoys it. He loves it, especially with the RV because you bring your cocoon with you. But he sometimes once a year-ish. This year's gonna be hard. He has, like, a boys thing that they go do, um, but he doesn't just, like, take off really. I'd be fine if he did it. Beth could do with a label. That's so true, Tracy. Um, your nephew is autistic and nonverbal, so you told her about angel sense. Have you heard of it? Probably. Is it a tracking mechanism? Mhm. Yeah, a lot of people know the very sanitized version of autism too. Ugh, the amount of time we're like, "Oh, Big Bang Theory," and I was like, "Yeah, Sheldon has friends who, like, deeply love him and tolerate him because the show has writers." Sheldon would never have friends in real life. Um, mhm. RV cocoons are so good. I love them so much. Alicia says, "Sort of." Are you talking about Angel Sense? It also has a recording you can do to tell your children about it. Oh, that's really interesting. We initially in Bismarck, because they had it, we had, radio wave trackers on the girls' ankles. They constantly cut them off because they hated them, and it was very frustrating, on their ankles that would track them through radio waves. Why radio waves, Elizabeth? Why wouldn't you do GPS? That seems reasonable. Because radio waves transmit underwater. And that is horrifying. But the number one killer of autistic kids when they get out, and they always get out because they're amazing at it, is that they are drawn to water and then they drown. So GPS won't work if it's underwater, but a radio wave will. And so we would register them with the fire department and they would be able to track our kids if our kids got out. One time Sonia got out, um, and she was 4.5, I think, and I was so tired. Mark was out of town. He had been out of town a lot, and it had been several days in a row, and I was cooking bacon because it was one of the few things, that the kids would eat, and I just was worn down and I lost my vigilance, and I didn't lock the gate to the backyard with the second lock. And the dogs got out, and Sonia was able to open it because there wasn't a second lock, so she was able to get out too, and she chased the dogs. She crossed a extraordinarily busy main artery road, almost got hit, and I'm by myself, I don't have anybody else, and so I have Sonia and Sammy in one hand and Calvin, who is a toddler, in the other, and I am screaming. I'm screaming. So it's our street, then there's a strip of this is in North Dakota, there's a strip of park and then another street of houses, and so I'm just screaming. And so the neighbors across the street, they both come out and I see a jogger and I was like, "Have you seen one that looks just like this?" And he goes, "Yeah, she's all the way over there. She almost got hit by a truck." And I'm screaming and I don't know these women, but they come out and I am like, "Hold, please, please hold their arms. Like just hold them. My daughter's missing." And I am like losing it, right? And so they just holds my kids. I've never met these women in my life, but like I knew they lived across the street and so I'm running. And they took both of my Rottweilers and my daughter. It was the, head shop across the street, like one of those pot paraphernalia places, and had her and my dog. So like, "Yeah, we'll take some Rottweilers in here." And I saw her and I collapsed. I just like my legs stopped working. And Sonia has a very vivid memory of this. She talks about it all the time. She's like, "Mom, remember when you couldn't stand and you were screaming because I crossed the street?" And I was like, there's a little more context to that, but yes, I remember when I was screaming because you crossed the streets. And so, they brought her to me. I was completely unhinged and lost it. I'm so glad she didn't get hit by a car. I was going to run to the pool to see if she drowned. Um, and I packed up my kids and I left and I drove to California to be with my mom. I was like, "I'll be back when I feel like it." And, I just I was just a little bit tired. And that happened. So, like, a lot of the time when people are like, "Where were the parents? Where were the parents?" Like, probably right there and made a mistake because you're freaking exhausted sometimes. Like, you can't have that much vigilance for that long before you become complacent. That's why people die in war zones. Like, you become complacent. And I got a little bit complacent and I made one mistake. And I'm so grateful that I didn't get punished by the universe for making that one mistake, but it happens. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's why I like to travel sometimes. All right, what are we doing? An hour and a half? Oh, you guys. I need to go drop off my heart monitor. Your son is high functioning. Love that. But they would freak out because of backpack tether, but you need to because they're runners. They run fast too. It's crazy. You snuck out to try to cross the street and got hit by a car when you were 3. See? That's crazy. And then you yelled at her. Jen, advocating. You advocated loudly at her. So I love that you advocated for yourself, Jen, but also don't cross streets. It's terrible. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with it anymore, too. Hopefully, that one day won't matter to them. You got a call that your kid eloped yesterday and to expect him to show up home any minute? They thought he was just going to go home? Did he? Did he? Or she? Sorry, you just wrote my kid. I assumed it was a boy because they flew out of the car once. That's crazy. Wait, no, I wanna hear if Cass's kid showed up a minute later. Cami, do you have my Instagram? Have we talked on Instagram? We talk on Instagram. We talk. I'm gonna out you. Oh, is Exotic still in here? Okay, we don't, but Cami, if you want to, we can talk about, That's crazy, Cass. I'm so glad that he showed up. Oh my god. Yeah, Becky, I'm sure. Hey, exotic. So when I for some reason on my Instagram, I was like, yeah, it's a business. And so it sorted some of my message in general and some of my messages in primary. So when I was like, I know we have a DM going together, like I know we have chatted, you were in the primary, not the general, and it was only showing me the general. Um, and so like I moved you over to primary, and so it worked. Yes, you are like allowed to. You in Meg. Okay, nothing on this one. Meg. Yep, got one from you. You sent it yesterday at 4:22 PM. You messaged me just now or always? Because I will double check again. Um, and Meg last texted me Wednesday. Bitch. Oh, it autocorrected to Butch. Bitch. Okay, texted you. Got a text real quick, Meg. And Meg, and you only DM'd me a month ago on Discord. What happened to us? What happened to us? What's what happened to us, Meg? We're growing apart. I feel it in my bones. That sucks. Cass, you should block me. That's fine, Cass. Block me. Then you're not going to get any more dirty DMs. No more deck pics. You'll never know what my deck looks like. How dare. Oh, weird. Now you can't find me. Oh, because I blocked you, probably. Try, is it a business account? Try checking your primaries. So, rude. Yeah, also what I really love is if I'm like DMing you on Instagram, you being the use, all of yous, it'll be like I'll be like LOL and then I'll send it and it's like it'll pop up a thing like, did that post help your business grow? It's like, probably not. Like calm down, Instagram. But like every time I send it, it's like, do you think that helped your business? Like, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. It's Instagram, stupid. I'm not like peddling my wares. It's not an MLM and I'm trying to sell you shitty lipstick. Like, but maybe I should. Oh, Jen, we talked about it like go back. We talked about the ads. I killed chat. Um, yeah, so I don't know, but it like constantly checks in with me to make sure I'm doing business things on Instagram and not like just chatting with you guys. Although maybe I'll like actually try to Instagram. I don't know. It's Feral Trad Wife. It's the same. Um, but I don't post content on Instagram yet. I just wanted to have the name just in case that one woman stole it from me. So bye, Gretchen. I love you. Wait, there's a difference to what, Tracy? Um, I know I should go. I need to go. I need to do things with my life, but I don't want to. I didn't burp. I've never burped. I'm a lady. Good luck with the pipes, Gretchen. Ew, Gretchen. What are you doing with your time? I'm sure she'll start doing outfit of the day soon too. um, if I did outfit of the day, I'd be like, these are the pajamas I wore yesterday. Yeah, I'm lying. It's not Feral Tradwife. What is it then? It's Feral Tradwife. Yesterday, this is so embarrassing. I took off my pajamas and showered and put the pajamas back on. Yep, I did. It's Pee Wee's. business to be chatting with us. I thought chatting with us was your job. I don't really feel like it. I really don't. I feel like my job is to produce stagnant videos, like the videos. Um, and like when we DM or anything like that, like that's friendship, right? Like it doesn't feel like that to me. Like I hate Canada Meg, right? Um, and like I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's business. She's my uh mod or whatever." She's not even a good mod. She's not. Um, but like when we talk, I'm not like, "Yes, let's do this." Like if I talk to Meg more, she'll watch more of my videos. Like I'm like, "Hey loser, what are you doing?" Like it's friendship. Like when I talk to you guys, um, one of the people who I love deeply, who I'm not going to out, maybe I shouldn't out when I DM you guys, but like we talk about her cheerleading, her kids' cheerleading competition, and I think it's adorable and I love it so much. Like that's what I want to talk about. I'm not like desperate to talk about your kids cheerleading so you'll watch my video. It's not my job. Like my job is to barely clean my house and record a voiceover. The rest of it's just friendship. Meg, the reason I am where I am is because of Meg. Meg does have a channel. It's disgusting. Don't watch it. It's just poop. It's her pooping. Hi, Candy. Um, I can't believe I've made zucchini lasagna, 6 breakfast sandwiches, did your dishes, and you're still watching. Debbie, that is like casual shade. I need to do something. I didn't even post on Insta this year. I know. I need to learn. I need to make it more. I'm going to be so good at content creation this year. 2025 is my year. New year, new me. I do hate all of you guys, Lise. Um, so you're like me, and so you're gonna make one and then never do it, Meg? Yeah, that's how Meg is. It's hair, not poop. Sure. Um, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. So YouTube is so weird. I didn't expect to be where I am. I do think a lot of it has to do with Mac shouting me out. That was Do you guys wanna hear something terrible? I don't really consume home cleaning content, like, I don't watch my own niche really, and so, um, I found out Mac existed because he commented, and when you comment and you have enough people, YouTube notifies you that somebody with enough people commented. They're like, "Ooh, this happened," and so I was like, "Oh, shit," and then somebody was like, "Oh, sometimes when he watches you, he'll shout you out." And then one day I got like a ton of subscribers all of a sudden. I was like, "Oh crap." And so I realized everybody was like, "I came here from Mac." And I was like, "Oh." And so I finally watched his channel, which is such a terrible thing to say. Um and so you can see on my subscriptions when he shouts me out, it's like 1,000 and it's crazy. Um and Cass, unfortunately, because of Mac or me, because, like, I will force you to love me, Cass. I will make you love me. Oh, sorry, Kristen. So, like, I'm deeply grateful for it, and I do love Hey, how are you? Kimmy, how are you? I was just thinking about you the other day, Kimmy, weirdly enough, um, about how I did not reach out to you in October because I was like, "How do I reach out to her?" I wish YouTube had DMs. And sorry. Um, and so I watch some of Five Free Cleaning because I deeply love Steph. I think she's so fun and nice. But for the most part, like I don't watch house cleaning content. Like it's not my vibe. But you are like in a friendship group somehow. Like the Fifes and I talk because we're in the same niche, we talk to each other that way, and I do love Steph. Steph, I love you. Unless you're in here, then I don't love you. Um, American Wife okay, Cami, you don't get a maybe I'm not cool enough to get a notification yet. But, like so if Kimmy were to comment on one of my videos, my notification would pop up, be like, "She's in her apron, said something to you. go pay attention to it because she's big and also so sweet. So Kimmy and I met at Vid Summit. It was after that one woman was so mean to me and had like 28,000 subs. She was so mean. And so Kimmy was sitting with Becky from Acre Homestead, but wandered off. Thanks, Kimmy, because I think I stole her seat after that. Thanks, Kimmy, and Mandy in the making. And I was so rattled from how rude that woman was to me that I was like, I guess I'll try. And so I sat with them and talked to them, and they're far bigger YouTubers. And they were so kind to me. And I was so grateful for like the refresh of it, where I was like, I didn't sit down with them and they're like, you don't know who I am? I would be like, I'm sorry I didn't research every woman who attended this vid summit who has like, you're big on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. And it was just, I was so rattled. And so their kindness. So then when I went about the day so that was at the women's retreat, right? So when I went through the things, like I could actually approach her. Like I walked up to her and I was like, hey, Kimmy. And she was like, "Hey, oh my god, I looked at your channel last night. I have good feelings about it," and stuff like that. She was so nice and generous with her time that I was like, "Maybe I'm not a piece of crap." Like, people like me again. And it was such a good palate cleanser. I was so grateful to meet her. Um, yeah, she was so mean and, like, threatening, and I was like, "Why are you going to steal all of my names so that you can sell them back to me?" Like, what an unkind thing to do. At, like, what was supposed to be a women's empowering thing. Like, you're not empowering, you're a jerk. So, oh, it was crazy. But you're important, Kimmy. Look at how big and good you are. Maybe I should stop calling people big. That's probably unkind. Look at how important you are. So Cass, I did want you. I want to fight her. I cannot wait until next Vid Summit. She better show up and I'm gonna be like, don't you know who I am? Because now I have more viewers. Like I have more subs than she does, and it's gonna be delicious. And I'm gonna be so happy about it. Um, but yeah, so like your niche is like it's just weird. I sometimes wonder, would you guys have found me had Mac not shouted me out? I was growing a little bit. I had almost 10,000 and then it happened. Um, I wonder, I know I wouldn't have grown this quickly, but I still think I would have grown. I just wonder if you guys would have been able to find me had that not happened for me. And I'm eternally grateful for it. But also, I don't always want to be a cleaning niche. So, like, I don't want to intertwine in that niche so much. I am a cleaning niche. I hate it. Hate it. I don't want to clean anymore. But if I move to another niche, will I ever clean my house again? Probably not. So, Meg, I love that for me. I'm not going to name her name because it would be punching down at this point because I have so many more subs than she does. And that's all I want out of life. So, but yeah, like I want to disentangle from being this specific thing and move forward, but it's also hard because so many of you guys are like, there's so much overlap in the audience, so much. If I drop into his live stream, all of you guys are in there. If I drop into Fife's live stream, all of you guys are in there. Um, so it's like I want to disentangle, but I don't want to alienate you guys as well, where I'm like, we'll see. Like, we'll see who watches me go to Key West. If you guys don't watch me in Key West, I'll kill you. You used to do more done in the home when I had more cleaning videos back in the day. Used to get more done. Ha! Typo. No, reading typo. Oh, I'm the idiot. Yeah, it's just I suck at cleaning and I hate it so much. Um, you found 5 because of me? They're so sweet and I love them. Um, District 12. I don't know why your name cracked me up just then. You found Fife after Mac. Yeah, we're all like really entangled together, I found. I don't have a lot of I don't see a lot of Bonnie's people. We're, like, not intertwined, which is weird. Um, and I don't watch a lot of her videos because, like, I don't watch a lot of cleaning videos. Um, I don't know, it's weird. Oh, babe, I'm sorry that you feel shamed. I love that you clean while I'm your body double. Like, come to my house, Cass, and I will let you clean my house as my body double. Alicia, you go make that phone call. I love you. Um, thank you, Sailor. I love that. Also, Sailor, what's your real name? Because I got to stop calling you Sailor. Unless you love it, then I love it too. You love Bonnie and Barbie. Bonnie is less nuts. Rude. Um, my nose is not running, just so you guys know. I hate this. I hate this. Um, thank you, Joe. So I don't know. I will be branching out into not just cleaning this year, and I'm scared, but not scared. Because I don't know. I love so much of you guys. I feel like I have amazing community, and it's fine if just the community comes with me on other journeys, and then we'll get more of our army from there. Like, I don't know. We are who we are. This community is who we are, and we will find the other people as we go. Um, she's such a great organizer and laundry folder. That is a skill set I do not have. Coke knows. Also, did you guys know that who was oh, also I watched a documentary about how Ike Turner wasn't that bad. It was a bold choice for a documentary, but he burned a hole through his nose with how much cocaine he had. And like so many people said good things about Ike Turner where they're like, he would give you so much cocaine, like it was just free. And I was like, okay. So was he a good person or were you a coke addict who got free coke? Let's like have some definitions here. So you need me to shout at you, Vicky? I can do that. What's Barbie's channel? Barbie's channel is cleaning with Barbie, isn't it? Ah, honestly, the other day I was like, maybe I should do coke. Like I feel like I could get so much accomplished. But then like also you have the spiraling addiction and then your life collapses out from under you. But like there's got to be a sweet spot with a coke addiction where you're just like really motivated and you get a ton of stuff done. Like there has to be that honeymoon period where you're just like, damn, I'm getting a lot done. I should just do a little bit more coke and then my dishes will be spotless. I just need the sweet spot. Dude, ask your doctor for ADHD meds. I I'm scared of meds. So Cass, I don't know if you know, I'm scared of meds. Like I have a hard time with meds because of how my antidepressants made me want to kill myself casually. And the VA was like, that sounds weird. And then never did anything about it. They're just like, I think they just wanted to offload a patient because, the VA system's overburdened. So they're like, come on, Beth, do it. We could clear up some schedules. Um, so now I'm worried that if I take meds, I'll die. But also, what if it helps me so much? It helps Mark so much that I wonder about it often. I wonder if I can do it without a panic attack, I would do it. But I'm scared that I'll do it and just have a unrelenting anxiety attack. One of the 2. Your husband would arrest you. He probably would. Ugh. That man has so much stupid integrity. He'd be like, you broke the law, jerk." Um, thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad. The good housewives do coke. Like, I just wanna be drugged up like the olden days housewives. Like, I just wanna be in the '60s. Heart issues and meds don't go well together. Right, Raya. So, I would I have to have the doctors be like, "It's not your heart, it's anxiety." I would love that diagnosis as soon as possible. What kind does he take? I think it's 5 pretty sure. Um, my Mountain View. My Mountain View, I feel like you're from Northern California, specifically Mount Shasta, because that's what I think of mountains. Don't tell me if I'm wrong, just agree. That would be great. I do watch Remy Clog. Remy Clog is the reason I cleaned my house on camera for the first time because her house was horrifying, and I was like, "My house is horrifying," and she had, like, a million views, and I was like, "I could get a million views for my crappy ass house." Like, I would love that. And I love her because she was, like, just breaking down how to clean when she was overwhelmed, and I really wanted that. And it was so good to see somebody with a bad house who was like, "Yep, now I'm gonna work on it." I just needed that. I really needed that. I needed to be seen. Did you ever tell Exotic that thing about her? Yeah, it was that our DMs were, like, in a weird spot. But I knew that we had been chatting. I knew it, because I wanted to tell her something she said was really funny, because it was. My ring light tried to die. Yeah, the panic attacks are so hard. It's really, really frustrating and of course you feel stupid during them and nobody else thinks you're stupid during them, but you do. You think you're ADHD but never been diagnosed. Same here, honey. And I never thought I was until everybody in my chat's like, "Girl, you have ADHD." I'm like, "What? No. Only idiots have that, like my husband and my son." That's terrible. She's heard worse things. Wait, who said that? Yes, when my house is clean, it's so pretty. That depends, Kimmy. Are you gonna tell me to stop drinking caffeine? Because 'Cause I've never had coffee, not once in my life. I don't gross. I love you. Don't listen to what I'm saying about you. That's just you and me. No, never had caffeine. Um, it doesn't spike my anxiety, like, I can drink coffee and go to sleep. It just I like how it tastes and the vibes. I like coffee vibes. Babe, Brenda, I am sure you had a panic attack during this move. Moving is hard. Um, please mind your own business. So the reason I know it seems weird. I blow my nose so loud, you guys. Like the forceful loudness of it is embarrassing. And if you were listening to me with headphones in, it would destroy you. And I think it looks gross to watch somebody blow their nose or play with like dabbing their nose like I've been doing. It just ick, yuck. How dare you have a nostril? People with nostrils are gross in general, I would say. Um, and like people who have snot, that's not classy, gross. I would never. I could never. Um, but if I did blow my nose and wasn't just doing coke offline, um, through my eye socket because I don't have nostrils in this scenario, that went away from me. Um, it's so loud, you would hate it. That's why I have to like mute. It's so I don't blow out your eardrums. It's bad. Um, ADHD unrelated can lead to anxiety and PTSD. So being in the military sounds like you set yourself up for fuckery. I didn't know I was 18. I wanted to learn Chinese, and that seemed like the easiest way. It could be. You could drink a Coke before bed and not affect your sleep. That's crazy. I love McDonald's Cokes, but I don't drink soda regularly. You hate it if someone's picking your ears? Yeah, because gross. Least good for you. Like, I'm glad you don't have nostrils. Do you know why your nose runs so much? Probably dust. All of my dust allergies. I can't imagine it's because of my untidy house. That was gonna be a lot more impressive. Um, but I think I dusted there recently. Yeah, it's not impressive. I did dust here a little bit ago. You were addicted to McDonald's Cokes back in the day? It is hard. I've gotta figure it out. I've gotta figure out my life. This is a 2-hour live stream? Good lord. Honestly, what it if we're being honest, it's because Kimmy came in my chat and I'm a little starstruck and dazzled, so I was like, "Let's keep this going so I can talk to her some more." Sorry for my regular dum-dums. Like, yeah, we're gonna go take over a cruise ship and go to the apocalypse, but like Kimmy, she has a check mark. And she was so nice to me. Kimmy, I wanna know, are you and Mandy and Becky, like, real life texting friends? You don't have a belly button because that's nasty. Good for you, Lise. Um, I don't have I don't have a, sanitation department because that's gross. I love that, that's really cute. Um, Kimmy, that you're friends with them. So, if I kick the soda and the caffeine I don't drink soda, but I do drink coffee. It will help with my anxiety, I'm sure of it. You follow Fife as they are great gals. I'm trying to privately, um I downloaded the bootleg chatting thing. What is it that all everybody who's not American uses? Sorry, Jenny, I got starstruck and now I'm in here vamping for time so that I could talk to Kimmy more. Um, you can drink a monster and go to bed? Cass, my love. Oh my God. Becky, why? Thank you so much, sweetie. No comments. So clearly you did something wrong. You're supposed to type in a message. You did that badly. Becky, that was a bad job. And shame on you. Everybody, shame Becky in the chat. She made a mistake. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it so much. It's very sweet. Um, was it the 2-hour celebratory super chats? Um, Goodness. I don't know what to say now. That was sweet. Thank you, Becky. I don't know what to say. I just want to be mean to you. Like it's my love response where I'm like, Becky's an idiot. Hi, how are you? Um, what the hell is 6? I don't know what is 6. Between PDX and Coast in wine country? Between you are in Oh, I know where you are. You're in hold on, shut up. Everybody stop. I'm going to Doc's Mountain View right now. You're in the town next to me. You're not in Sherwood, you're in Newburgh. I know you're in Newburgh. And the winery you're at is Hawksview. You're Hawksview Winery. Say it. I know you are. So Becky's so rude. Becky, what were you going to type on that? Type it. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I didn't mean to hit the wrong button. Do you mean you didn't mean to do it at all, babe? Because I can try to figure out how to give it back to you. Becky, I can try to refund if it was an accident because that's a significant accident. If I right click on it, it does nothing, just so you know. Honey, I'm so sorry. Let me try to figure out how to get it back to you. Because that sucks, babe. I'm really sorry that happened to you. 43 cats. Who is 43 cats? Oh my God. You want to see a cat hoarder house channel? I bet it smells so bad. So bad. I'm hungry. I need to go. I'm hungry, you guys. I'm so hungry. Oh, yeah, Christy, if you have outside's gotta be better than in the home, for sure. Um, but yeah, feral cats like crazy. It's wild. We have, like, colonies, I think we call them. We have a couple feral cat colonies locally that everybody's trying to trap, neuter, release. Everybody's trying to do it, um, but it's rapid. Coke is awful, try meth. You're terrible, Kala. I am hungry. I do need to leave. I need to eat something. I wanna make bacon. I have to go run into town and drop off my heart monitor. Oh, kinda itches still. For those of you who didn't get to see my chest, so I just itched. Hold on. Oh, it's, like, kind of fading. You can't see it as much because I itched, but I still have a pretty significant rash. Sucked. Um Okay, all I want is exotic. All your pharaohs, the trap neutered released. Not this one. Ha! Suck it. I could have a baby. It would be hard for sure. I'm Michelle's like, "I made it. Girl, you're 2 hours late. You are 2 hours and 4 minutes late, Michelle. How dare you? You're in trouble right now." Everybody, nobody talks to Michelle. Everybody, nobody. Ignore her. She's on timeout right now. Yeah, Kimmy, best wishes on the move, sweetheart. I'm still waiting for my Mountain View to confirm that I called out her winery because I need that. I just need the confirmation. I need the validation. Don't one at me, Michelle. Don't be like, oh, I was cleaning. You know I wasn't cleaning. How dare you flex on me like that? Um, I bet next she's gonna be like, and I don't have anxiety and PTSD. Come on, Michelle. What else don't you have? Meg, remind Cass to never go out west. She'll go. Oh, Cass will go west for sure. Wait, Cass, are you Canadian? Okay, my Mountain View left, so we're never gonna know where she lives. Now she's dead to me. Cass out here just adulting it up in here. You have MS and POTS. Well, now I feel bad, Michelle. Can't do that to me. Can't drop the MS. That one's really sad. They are so sweet. Like they're amazing and funny and terrible. Um, I'm so lucky to have them. They're hilarious. Okay, I want to go. I don't love any of you. I specifically don't love Canadian Meg. I want everybody to know that. I'm glad Michelle came left late because then I didn't have to see her very much. I'm going to try to film a video today, heavy on the terrible. Um, I love you guys. I'm going to do a vloggy video today, and then I will pretend that I'm gonna clean my house. I'll do a whole house clean, and then you guys get to see me go to Key West, and dry camp and stuff like that. It should be fun. Maybe it's interesting. I don't know. I don't care. You guys have to watch it anyways. Um, Attendance is required, and for you to pass this course, you also have to engage during this course if you want to get a passing grade. So, Leslie, I don't love you. Okay. Bye, everyone. I hope you have a moderate day. Nothing too good, nothing too terrible, and no tutor talk. Mary, do you guys want to talk about the tutors real quick? No, I have to eat. Oh, I'm so hungry. I really want to talk about the tutors now. Mary, I hate you. Okay. Mary's the worst, then Meg, then the rest of you. I love you. Okay. Shut up. Leave me alone. Bye.